mentioned that the total distance, between downtown Bangkok and the airport is about 25 kilometers?
28 kilometers.
28 kilometers. And in the future, do you have any plans to further extend this line?
Actually, the plan is already finished. I mean, the detailed design, the study, engineering design is already finished by the consultant. It's a matter of investment. When the government would like to invest another, the extension we call the airport leveling extension will extend to the Don Mueang Airport.
So how much further investment will be required?
Not quite sure. It's around 20 to 30 billion Thai baht.
I see. So far, do you think that the railway service has met your objective, I mean preliminary objective or target?
We still have a number of targets to achieve, like a number of ridership. We expect to be around 50,000 passengers a day. So we are currently at around 40,000. So we try to increase more ridership, more passenger.
So how do you foresee the increase rate, of the ridership, say like over the next 5 or 10 years?
Yeah,
what's the figures that you have in mind?
We expect that for each year, we would like to have around 10% increase of passenger a year.
And this will significantly help, reduce the traffic in the other routes, leading to the international airport.
Yes.
I would love to learn more about your real estate development along the stations. How many stations are now?
We have altogether 8 stations.
8 stations?
Yes.
Okay.
And we are in the process of preparing the tender document to give to the concessionaire to provide the retail.
Are you going to award the concession to only one single operator or to many operators?
We plan to award to the one concessionaire.
I see. So how will it look like, say like in one station? What are you going to have? What kind of shops, what kind of facilities that you?
Because we have a mix of stations. In some stations, there are not so many passengers, but in the other, like in the downtown station, there are so many passengers. So I think the shops are very depend on the station.
So you have kiosks, you have coffee shops, you have some restaurants.
Some restaurant and exchange counter, and maybe some rental car company at the Makassan station. And also some retail shops, and maybe there are also some hospital contact us that they would like to set up a counter for the hospital to pick up their passenger from the airport as well.
Is it going to be expensive? I mean, for the rentals?
I think it depends because this one we have our price estimation, but once we go for the tendering, it depends on the private sector. How much will they offer to the SRT?
When is the bidding going to be completed?
I think by mid of this year, the bidding will be finished.
I see. So, and right after that, they will start the phase of development.
Yes, the development.
How about in terms of safety, how safe is your train?
In terms of, after our commercial operation, we haven't got any, statistically no incident or major accident in our system.
From any mistakes, or have you detected any problems?
We found some minor mistake as well in our system because the passenger may not aware of this. For example, sometimes they may drop something in our track and they try to get from the track, which is very dangerous. That's why we have security guard at the platform, at the station to provide the security. And we also have the CCTV to supervise the passenger flow in the station and in the train as well.
The train is driven by electricity, but how about in the event of a power cutoff? What would happen?
Actually, our traction...
You have backup systems.
Yeah, our substation is fed by 2 sources of electricity from the Metropolitan Electricity of Bangkok. So we have 2 feeds. If one feed is down, so we have the other feed coming to feed the entire system of our even the station itself. If we have problem with the electricity, we also have the generator, diesel generator to back up the system.
How about in case of emergency? How do you advise the passengers to do?
We will have a number of procedure to evacuate the passenger out of the station. We provide emergency lighting, emergency ventilation, and together with our security guard, our station officer to guide and let the passenger go out of the station as fast as possible. Our evacuation route, we set the route for evacuation, also the staircase to provide for the passenger.
So the safety measures are compatible with those as being implemented,
in the other railway system.
Operators.
And beside that, we also add on for the airport security, like this station, we use the standard of the airport security to implement in our system as well. And we also have the cooperation with the airport authority. You may see sometimes we have the airport authority come to our station to check.
Okay. So you have both regulators and inspectors coming over to the security checkup from time to time.
And we also have a drill regularly to prepare our staff to be ready for in case of incident or accident, that they are ready to provide the evacuation to the passenger.
On the technical side, do you see any further development that you can make, or you can add on?
I think right now we face during the peak hour, we face a problem that we don't have enough rolling stock on the train to serve our passenger. We are thinking a number of things that to increase the train or to increase the frequency of the train to serve our people.
Do you plan to place orders for additional trains, from Siemens or any other suppliers?
Yes, we are thinking about that. We are on the investment plan to procure additional train to our service.
How long this process will take altogether?
Manufacturing of the train itself take around 2 years.
Quite time consuming, and also quite an investment for you,
investment
to make. But don't you anticipate that the capacity of the passengers, will have to increase quite significantly over the years? So don't you plan in advance about the number of trains that would be adequate, to meet the number of passengers?
Yeah, that is why. But we plan for another maybe 5 years of the ridership that will increase around 10% each year. And this plan we plan to submit to the cabinet for approval maybe next month.
What is the main profile of your passengers, or your customers? What's the ratio between the international passengers and local passengers?
The ratio is quite difficult to tell you right now, but we can see that we try to separate our passenger into two groups. One is for the local, which mainly use the city line. But if you can see on the city line, we still see some foreign passenger or the airline traveler using our city line, because the city line train go right into the downtown station, which is called Payathai. And for the express train, we mainly focus for the airline traveler who go to the airport or back from the airport.
Can you elaborate more on the strength and weakness between the city line and the express line? In terms of the pros and cons, and also the management.
For the city line, the advantage is can have a direct link with the BTS SkyTrain in the downtown, so it gives convenience to the passenger. But in terms of the fare, is quite reasonable for passenger. This advantage maybe it take more time than the express train to go to the airport, and not so convenient because they are so packed during the peak hour. For the people who carry the bag inside the train, they may not have enough space to stand or sit on the seat. And for the express train, we try to keep them more convenient with the individual seating, with the more friendly environment to more convenient, like in the business class service to the passenger. But the fare is a little bit more from the city line train.
In the future, do you plan to have a single ticket system to handle all of this?
It's a government policy try to have the single ticketing that provide for all type of transportation in Bangkok. Not only the train, but also bus and boat as well. But I heard that is now under the study of the Ministry of Transport.
Do you think it will work? Or it will get cooperation from other operators, say like BTS or MRT?
Actually, there are the initiative developed by the other operator already, which is the BTS and the underground train. They form a company to have a common ticketing only for both company already. So private sector already started. So, but the policy-wise from the ministry have to come up later to regulate and give to the other operator.
Thank you very much, Kun Wacharachan, for taking us on a brief tour of the operations, of the railway link here, and also your candid conversation with us. And I wish you every success, with your operations. And I do hope that more passengers, will use this service because it's very convenient, very reasonable, and also very cool, to make your way, from downtown Bangkok to the Suvarnabhumi Airport. สวัสดีครับ
สวัสดีครับ